Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Housing. Does he stand by his statement that it will take a period of a decade or two to get housing affordability to his long-term target?
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I've set a long-term target of house price to income ratio of 4. Nationally, it is currently 5.5. In Auckland, it is over 7. I note that independent housing commentator Bernard Hickey has noted it would take 19 years of wage growth over 3% over house prices to reduce the house price ratio back down to 4 in places like Auckland. I also note if house prices had not doubled between 2000 and 2008, this target could be achieved in a small number of years.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
Does he agree with the country's largest real estate group who say that LVRs have been a failed experiment that has had little effect in the heated Christchurch and Auckland markets? And why has he chosen to force a generation of aspirational, hard-working Kiwis to abandon their home ownership dreams when the obvious solution is to abandon his failed housing policies and build 100,000 affordable homes?
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I find the first question about LVRs ironic from that member in that only a year ago he was advocating for us to have LVRs as an alternative policy for the Reserve Bank. Secondly, in respect to how successful they have been, I note that over the last 3 months, house price inflation nationally has been just 0.1%, the lowest in many years. In respect of the government's housing policies, I know that the number of houses being built per year has increased from 13,000 per year to 23,000 per year, and I rate that as success.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
Does he stand by his statement, and I quote, "I'm satisfied the number of overseas buyers is tiny and not having any substantive effect on prices," unquote? And if so, has he spoken to the Prime Minister, who used to agree with him, but now thinks something needs to be done about it to cover up for the government's preference for offshore speculators?
Order. Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I note that the Independent Productivity Commission spent 18 months looking into the issue of house prices after the disaster of the last Labor government. They received over 150 submissions. They produced a comprehensive report of over 200 pages. They made absolutely no mention of foreign buyers having any impact, and that is the view that is supported by the advice of Treasury and my own ministry.
Question number 10, Kevin Haig.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for